There's a renewed concern about customer privacy after Wegmans says it's using facial recognition technology in a small fraction of its stores for security reasons.
We're now joined by Erie County Legislator Lindsay Lorigo, who just proposed a law that would require businesses to clearly post signage letting people know when this technology is in use. Lindsay, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
First, let's talk about your reaction to this, and I imagine maybe others in the legislature as well. I think all of us were a little surprised to see this was happening. Differences in terms of what's happening downstate versus Western New York, but it's still sort of this big brother-ish type of thing. What was your guys' initial reaction?
I mean, I was certainly surprised. I think it's one of those things where we all walk around with, computers in our pockets and we expect these things to be happening. But it's certainly shocking when you expect to know about it. So I think this New York City law that required businesses to post that outside of their facilities that are collecting the biometric data, I think it really exposed something that's probably happening at a larger scale.
Yeah.
And this is really about transparency, not about stopping that technology.
Correct. I really focus this law. It's just on making signage possible in outside of a facility that's doing this so that consumers are aware. I don't think that we should be putting more regulations on businesses, but I do think customers have the right to know.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And I imagine too, this is it would seem in 2025, 2026 now very, very pervasive that this technology is out there and it's in use. Are you surprised that even in Western New York, we don't have a local law or there are no laws in the books? Basically, we're only finding these in New York City.
I think this is going to be a start of a much larger conversation about technology in the world and AI and how things are evolving. So I think this is step one, but I think as a community, we should be having these conversations on a larger basis.
All right, if this bill passes, first of all, and then you find a business is not being transparent, what are some of the fines that can be imposed in the language of your bill?
So there is an initial notice, and then there's going to be some fines that would follow up that would be enforced by the Office of Consumer Protection in Erie County. I hope that we can just get everybody on board and that this would be not something that comes to fines, but something that, everybody can be on board on. It's just a sign. It's not very hindering to local businesses.
Yeah, and there are already some disclosures that are posted on some websites. For example, we continue to talk about Wegmans because they've been in the news. They have had a policy that is posted publicly on their website. I believe the rules in New York City, they basically said, well, that's not really enough. We need something where people are walking in. Interesting part about this is not only are Republicans proposing this law, Lindsay is as well. Lawrence Dupree on the Democratic side also proposing a very similar bill, almost identical. What is the expectation moving forward with these two bills?
I think this is an issue that happened quickly. I think we can come across the aisle. I had conversations with my colleagues today, and there's definitely interest and a bipartisan support for moving forward on this topic.
That's great.
Anything else with, AI that's kind of going through your mind, and anything that you guys have talked about as a collective group in the Erie County Legislature going down the road, because this is rapidly growing, not just in Western New York, but across this country and globe?
Certainly, and it's something that I think moving forward, like I said, I think this is really just step one, but we've had conversations about what else does this mean for data collection? What does this mean for technology? How is AI being used in government? How can we use it to make services better? That's a conversation that I've been looking into since I became a legislator, actually, and I think now is a really good time to start that on the public forum.
If I may, switch gears real quick, because we do have a little bit of time. Earlier today, we spoke with Congressman Nick Langworthy. You'll see that interview coming up a little bit later on News 4 at 5:30. And he secured funding. There is a bill going through Congress right now, $4.2 million, to basically make the sheriff's office and the county whole on the 2 helicopters that were purchased. They must be outfitted. The county decided they didn't have the money to outfit those helicopters. But the congressman stepped in, and he now is hoping to fund that. With that funding, what does that make what has been really somewhat of a controversial process with getting these helicopters, getting them outfitted? Now it seems like that issue is being put to bed.
Yeah, Congressman Langworthy has been talking about this funding for a long time. We've had conversations with him, and his office has kept us up to date on where this funding is coming from. So this will make the situation whole. I know as a county legislator, it's going to make me sleep a little easier tonight, knowing that this funding is coming through. So hopefully we can get that passed, that the county can have that money on hand, and we can move forward with these helicopters, which are important for public safety.
Really important.
All right, Lindsay Lorigo, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Lindsay.